What's up, everybody? Cody and I are here to talk about our favorite guitar players in metal and hard rock. Most of mine are going to be, well, I'll say this first. Cody and I like a lot of the same music, classic heavy or traditional heavy metal and hard rock wise. So I'm going to guess here that a lot of his picks are going to be very, very similar to mine. So I decided to do the more extreme metal style guitar players. He picked a couple of bassists. I will probably very much agree with what he says too on that. I did not pick any bassists, not just because I didn't want to. It's just I have so many guitar players that I'm like, I'll let Cody talk about the bassists, and if I think of some on top of my head that he didn't talk about, then I'll say them there too. So for what I'm talking about, I will not be talking about Dave Mustaine, Gary Holt, James Hetfield, the classic thrash guys that we all know. No Dimebag Darrell, no Kerry King and Jeff Hanneman from Slayer, no Gary Holt from Exodus, no Scott Ian and Dan, what's his name from Anthrax, the guy that left. Oh my god, I feel terrible if I can't remember his freaking name. What is his name? Dan whatever from Anthrax who left years ago. Anyway, nobody from Venom, Testament, all that stuff. I just have this background because it's easy. I think that's Mortician. I don't know what that says right there, but I think it's Mortician. Yeah. Anyway, Cody has more of the traditional great metal stuff. I have more of the extreme metal side. I was gonna let's do just what we do, but I would think we would have a lot of the same picks. So I said I'll just do them. I'll do the extreme stuff. I'll let him do the classic good stuff. So number 10, good sir. By the way, hi. How are you, bud?
I'm doing good. Your camera's off again, by the way.
I swear to fucking God. Just
Yeah.
blurt that out. You don't even have to wait. Just blurt that out. So goddamn annoying. Once again, I blame AJ for everything because he's AJ.
Yeah.
Hi AJ, you still suck. Number
All
10,
right.
good. Number 10, good sir.
So I actually have I have 10 and 5 honorable mentions. So we could talk about the honorable mentions last.
For sure.
But at number 10 I have George Lynch from Dokken. He's a great guitar player. The stuff he comes up with is
Yep.
awesome, and
Yep.
yeah.
It very much so seemed to me that a lot of the hair glam metal guitar players were very much so virtuoso type of players. I'm not going to name him, but I'm going to guess he's on your list, and if he's not, I'll kind of lose faith in you, Cody. I can't lie, but there is one that I think most people would say, "Oh yeah, no, that guy's great." Um, but yeah, George Lynch was. You know who his daughter is, right? His
No.
daughter is Mariah Lynch. She is married to, engaged to, um, Richie Faulkner, the guy who took over for KK Downing in
Oh,
Judas
really?
Priest. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. When I found that out, I went, "That's why she looks so much like him." Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, those filters that people do to make guys look like girls and girls look like guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, if you took George Lynch and turned him into a girl with those filters, that's what he would look. So bizarre.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's why they look exactly alike. It's really weird and really funny. Yeah, when I found that out, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I don't have any particular numbered, but I'll say numbered. My first pick is Dave Davidson from Revocation. He had another guy. He's had other guitar players in there as the second guitar player, but he's basically been the main guy throughout their entire um, since they've been a band. These guys are a Boston technical death metal and thrash metal band. this guy rules. I mean, just on the last album alone, he deserves to be on here. His stuff is so. There's another duo that I'm going to talk about, or there's a duo I'm going to talk about soon that very much so sound like this guy, but in a very different way. Dave Davidson is very, very spacey with his stuff. His stuff is very clean toned, very, very chuggy, very, very heavy, though. And I just think that Revocation is a totally underrated extreme metal band. I mean, they're fantastic. I love Revocation. If you ever get a chance, dude, just check out Revocation. I'll send you a video of theirs after this. This dude, he rocks. Dave Davidson's he's great. Number 9 for you. Or yeah, 9.
Number 9, I have Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin.
I wonder why.
Yeah, one of the greatest to ever do it, for sure. He even I believe he even played guitar and like a violin bow as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. The stuff he comes up with is just mind blowing, and yeah,
it's really pretty.
9.
It's really pretty. His stuff is really good. Yeah, Jimmy Page, my cousin that I told you about. That's in the Led Zeppelin tribute band here in Arizona. He's Jimmy Page, and he wears a wig that makes him look just like Jimmy Page. It's really freaking awesome. It's really freaking weird, and he does it really, really well. It was weird when they came to my town. He was very, very good. Like, I'm not just saying that because he's my cousin, but he did a good job, and I was like, oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. Number 9 or number 2, whatever you want to call it, for my list is Trey Azagoth. I don't know how to say his last name. I think that's how you say his last name. Azagoth or Azathoth, excuse me. He is the main dude in Morbid Angel. He's been, I believe, since the beginning or close to the beginning of the band. This dude is shreddy. This dude is really, really good death metal, like traditional death metal. He's really good at what he does. Morbid Angel is one of my favorite death metal bands, and this guy is one of my favorite extreme metal guitarists for sure. His stuff can be chuggy, heavy, brutal, but it just sounds really nice. Like he's really, really, really good at what he does. So yeah, number 9 or number 2, whatever you want to call it, Trey Azagoth from Morbid Angel.
All right. No, these next 3 on my list, my 8, 7, and 6 are bass players. So at number 8, I have Gene Simmons from Kiss. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to. It's funny. Funny.
Yeah. I really love his bass playing. It's really cool. It's really dark, and especially the bass on like God of Thunder. So good.
Thunder, but I love that song.
Yeah.
It's such a good song. Yeah, that's a great one. Have you ever heard of the band Dream Theater?
I've heard of them, yeah.
So they're, oh god, what's his name? I just had his name. Hold on. I totally am forgetting the guy's name. And I don't know why, because the dude's like amazing. John Mang? Myung? I think it's Maine, something like that. He's their bassist. That dude is amazing. If you ever want to check out great bass playing, go check that dude out. But back to Gene Simmons for a second. Yes, that dude is really, really good. My opinion of Kiss overall is I like the band a lot. I really do. But I'm more of the not casual, but I know a lot of their albums, but not a ton of them. Not the biggest. I think his solo album is probably the worst of the four. Just my opinion. And like I get it, but yeah, he's a really good bass player. I think him and what's his face? The other main guy in Kiss that I just forgot his name for. Also, I can't think
Paul
today.
Stanley.
Paul Stanley. Thank you, Jesus Christ. I swear to God, I knew his name 5 seconds ago. Don't kill me. I think them together having their thing very much so brings out the best in both of them. I think them separately is not the best thing, but again, just my opinion. But yeah, he's a really good bass player. I cannot deny that because Kiss is all about having fun, and I have fun listening to Kiss.
Yeah.
So yeah, I cannot deny that for sure. For sure. My number 3 or my number 8 is Chuck Schuldiner from the band Death. There is a lot of debate whether the band Possessed or the band Death started death metal. And I'm kind of on the Possessed side because they were thrashy death metal in 1985. 84, whenever Seven Churches came out, 84, 85, whenever that came out. Anyway, I love them both. They're both great bands, but Death has always been, guitar-wise, I would say the better band, and it's all because of Chuck Schuldiner. Chuck is, or was, because he died in 2001, sadly. Chuck is one of the greatest of all time. Like, his guitar stuff on the first couple albums that were pure raw death metal, absolutely fantastic. I would love to do Death one day with the U, because for me, overall, like when I can't play an instrument for shit. I'm musically challenged in every way possible. I can't sing. I can't play an instrument. I just listen to it and go, yeah. When I hear Chuck do his stuff on Death, it's like it's like heaven. It's the greatest thing you could ever hear in death metal. The dude is so good at what he does, or what he did, that when he died, I was like 6 years old when he died, and even years after he died, when I found Death, I was like, this guy was one of the best of all time, and he still is. Like, they have what, 6 or 7 albums, 8 albums, whatever it is, and there's not one bad Death album out there, and it's all because this guy, and Chuck was one of the big reasons why even though I'm musically challenged, guitar is the one thing that I listen to the most when I listen to a rock or a metal album. Yeah, Chuck is one of the best of all time. Like I said, I'd love to do Death with you someday. We'll get you into Death metal, maybe through Death, and well, Slipknot first, I think, and then Death. So,
All right.
yeah,
Sounds good.
yeah. Number 4 for you, or 6, whichever one it was.
Number 7, completely
7.
biased pick. Cliff Williams, Macy DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dilly dilly till that one.
Yeah. Such a good bassist. It is like his bass line just like it flows like perfectly with like Phil Rudd's drumming, and
yeah,
it's just awesome.
Yeah, he and Phil, but I think more him, in the bassist sense, that he very much so keeps the song going. Him and Phil do, yes, but yeah, very much so. They keep it up. They do their thing. Yeah, they're good at what they do, man. They're good at what they do. He's good at what they do, I should say. I can't talk today. Today's been weird. It's gone by way too fast. I just want to go to bed. But I'm here, so what the hell. My next pick, I'm going to go with that duo I was talking about earlier, and that's Christian Munzer and Stefan Kummerer from the band Obscura. These guys are a technical death metal band. Germany, I believe. Yes, Germany. Kummerer is like the main guy. He's the vocalist. He's the one of the two guitarists. Christian Munzer has kind of gone in and out of the lineup through the years since 2002 or one, whenever they started. Christian Munzer was originally in Necrophagist, another tech death band, and then he moved in to Obscura. These two are really, really good. These two, like Dave Davidson that I was talking about earlier, the guy from Replication. Sorry, I have something on my face. It's really freaking annoying me. Okay, it's gone. Jesus Christ, I can't. It's a Tuesday, for God's sake. Anyway, yeah, Christian Munzner and Stefan Kummerer, these guys, however you say their names, really spacey, really clean guitar tone. They absolutely take so pretty much what technical death metal is progressive metal and mixing it with death metal and a couple of other genres, but it's basically it's basically death and prog metal mixed into one. These guys take the best elements of both prog and death and mix them together. It's a really nice tone, really nice clean guitar tone, a really nice sound, and they're just really good at what they do. Like they really like when Christian Munzer's in the band. I think is when they're at their best. Because Christian, as much as I love Stefan, Christian Munzner is just he's one of the if I did like a top 10 good hard rock and or metal guitar players of today, this dude would definitely be in my top 3. Like he's unreal. He is just the amount of technical proficiency and absolutely nice playing of it's just he's so good at what he does. It's chef's kiss. I love these guys. And yeah, Christian Munzner and Stefan Kummerer, however you say their names. I'm going a little insane here.
So number 6 on my list is the last bassist that I have on my list. And that's Geezer Butler from Black Sabbath. Yeah,
I knew I liked you.
yeah, he is.
I liked you.
As much as I love Cliff Williams and Gene Simmons, Geezer Butler is probably my favorite bassist of all time. He is just so badass on the bass. Like him and Tony Iommi together is just like perfection, you know. Because usually, like in bands, usually in bands, the bassist and the drummer like flow together, but in Black Sabbath, it's lead guitarist and bass that flow together, and it's just perfect in every way with like the dark bass line and the out of like tune like dark sound of Tony's guitar, it's just mind blowing.
If I ever could learn and not be special, but if I could ever learn to play a guitar or an instrument or whatever, and I was like the band leader, if you will, 100%, his bass tone is what I would want. Yeah. Like it's twangy yet heavy, and it's perfect. It's so perfect.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I want. Yeah, Geezer's tone, he's, yeah. I think he is top 3 bassist of all time for me. Yeah, he might even be top 2. Like, yeah, it's Geezer Butler. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Imagine like Geezer Butler and Eddie Van Halen together. That would be out of this world amazing. Like,
Yeah, that would be some sort of holy shit.
yeah.
Yeah, that yeah. Wow. I can't lie, I'm a bit hard right now. That would be nice to see when that one.
Yeah.
Oh no, we'll show that. My next pick is this guy's French Canadian, so I hope I'm saying his name right. This guy's no longer in the band I'm going to talk about, but he is, but he was in the band for a good for the majority of their albums. John Levasseur, ex Cryptopsy guitarist. This guy, like I said, he was in for the majority of the band's career. He was in the band. He's not on their newest album, but I think there's one more that he's not in, or one other album that he's not on. But yeah, this dude is their second album, None So Vile. I think is the greatest extreme metal album of all time. Like, it's so brutal, it's so heavy, it's so nice to listen to. It's so good. And this dude's guitar playing is absolutely monster. I mean, he is just. When he left, I was very sad. I was like, ugh. But I have to say, the 2 new guys they got, and then 1 new guy, whichever one it is, I don't remember the top of my head, to get to kind of do him is they're really good, but they're not John, and John is really really nice to listen to. Um, I need to re-listen to that album at some point because I love None So Vile. I'm not gonna have you. I'm not gonna have you. I'm not gonna have you listen to it yet because you'll go. What is that, Chase? You will go. No. Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. You will go. Yeah, that's noise. Because yeah. But yeah, no, I love that guy. He's nice to listen to, for sure. For sure.
All right. Number 5 on my list is another Kiss member, Ace Frehley. Yeah, he is awesome.
Yeah.
On the guitar. Like
Yeah.
yeah, his riffs are like it's got like a classic, sort of I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. And out of the 4 solo Kiss albums, Ace Frehley's album is my favorite of the 4 for sure.
By far.
Yeah.
Not even
And
close.
yeah.
Not even.
And like he's also a really good songwriter too as well. Like he writes some really good songs like Parasite and Cold Gin and stuff like that.
Yep.
Shock Me's a good one that he wrote. Yeah. He's a great guitarist and a number 5.
Yeah. No, he is very very good at what he does or what he did for the band, for damn sure. Um. I'm looking it up here. Tommy is the guy that replaced him, and well, he does a good job. Tommy Thayer does a very good job. Yeah, it's like replacing Tony Iommi in Black Sabbath. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
As good as a job as Tommy Thayer does. Yeah, Ace is the guy. He's the guy in Kiss. Yeah, for sure, for sure. My next pick. Which pick is this?
It's my number 4, so I think it's your number 8. I think for you,
Okay.
or
Okay.
number
So
7
yeah,
for you.
yeah, my 7 or my whichever it is. Yeah. I'm gonna go with. I'll go with these guys: Terrence Hobbs and Guy Marchais from the band Suffocation. Guy Marchais is no longer in the band. Charlie Arrigo is the new rhythm guitarist in the band. But for me, Terrence and Guy are the two that I love the most. They're just like these guys are brutal death metal, and they're brutal death metal, and they're brutal as hell. Their stuff is so heavy and like imagine going back to Black Sabbath, going back to the Ozzy era of Sabbath, like the early stuff. Imagine that like 10 times faster. Like Tony Iommi's guitar tone and sound, but make it 10 times faster. That is literally what these guys sound like to me. Like Suffocation is just so good. Like Terrence is like the guy in the band. He's like the one that does everything. He's the guy in the band. But him and Guy Marchais were just they were perfect together. Like, Guy left twice, and I hated that when he left the first time, and I hated that he left when he left the second time. But I get it. Yeah, the guys they're both just really really good. And when we get you up to that point of tech death and get you into the extreme stuff, these are I would love to see what I would love for you to be like. I would love to hear you. I want to hear you. I want you to hear. That's what I'm trying to fucking say. I want you to hear Suffocation, at least the guitar tone, and go, yeah, that kind of does sound like Tony. I am because it's really really
Yeah.
really 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 in a good way thick. Not AJ's dick thick, but it's. I made a funny joke. Hey AJ. I'm stupid. Don't listen to me. Your next pick. That's
All right. My number 4 is Eddie Van Halen. Even though he is my fourth,
wow.
even though he's my 4th favorite guitarist, I do think he's probably the greatest guitar player for sure. Even though he's my 4th favorite, yeah, he is damn good at what he does. Like Eruption, Intruder, Sunday Afternoon in the Park, like so much good stuff, like on the guitar and on like the keyboard as well. So yeah, he's got all the talent in the world for sure.
Yeah.
He's just my 4th favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, everything you said there, I completely agree with. Eddie Van Halen is. Yeah, he might be the greatest guitar player of all time. Like,
Yeah.
he literally could do anything. Like that eruption solo, no joke, is one of the greatest things that I have ever heard in my life. Like he is just
Yeah.
like him and Dimebag Darrell of Pantera. just knew how to do it. Like those guys, they just yeah. Eddie, man, R.I.P. Yeah, yeah. You're good at what you do. You were good at what you did for sure. Yeah. When he died, it wasn't. It was sad for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. For sure. Your number. I don't know. Mine number 7, 8, whichever one. I'm gonna go with Trevor Perez, not Perez. Perez from Obituary. This dude, for me overall, I like Death a lot. I like Obituary that much more. I love Obituary. These dudes are like they're such good death metal. Like the Florida death metal scene in general is just really good. And Trevor Perez just does it so well. He is, I think, the lone guitarist in the band right now. No, he is not. But anyway, he's the rhythm guy, and he's good at what he does. Um, James Murphy was in there. He's another fantastic guitar player. Their time together was really, really good. Alan West was the original guy with him back in the day. He's damn good as well. But yeah, Trevor's been there since the beginning, so I have him solo. But I just love Obituary so much. They're one of my favorite death metal, like traditional death metal bands. They're probably top 2 for me. It's them or death for me.
Yeah.
I love them. I love them.
All right. At number 3, I have Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath. Yeah. Tony Iommi is like proof that even after like he lost his fingers in like an accident, like he's proved to the world that you don't need to have fingers to be a great guitarist. Yeah. Everything he does is just mind blowing, and and it's just I love how dark it is, because like it fits perfectly in a band like Black Sabbath with his how his guitar's tuned and everything, and he's great at what he does.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, Tony Iommi, as far as legacy, is probably my number 1, like all time. Like he's he started heavy metal. He does, he just
And I have so much respect for him for keeping Black Sabbath alive for so many years, because and same thing goes for like Paul Stanley with Kiss, because like Gene Simmons helped out too with keeping the band alive, but Paul Stanley really pushed the band to keep going even more, because Gene Simmons was also doing like a lot of movies in the 80s in between being in Kiss. So yeah, Paul Stanley and Tony Iommi really kept those bands going for so many years, and I have a lot of respect for all the hard work that they've done. So
they're good at what they do, or he's good at what he does. For sure, it's got to be tough when, like I keep saying, if you weren't that band, Pantera, in the 90s, you were basically playing clubs. Even if you were like Slayer or Metallica, you were still not that great. you weren't doing the best. And him being able to keep up the band, keep the band rolling, even after so many crazy things had happened, and members leaving and all that stuff. And yeah, like I said, legacy wise, number one. Like he helped start heavy metal. He's the riff god for a reason. Tony Iommi's one of the best of all time. Absolutely. 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 I mean, my uncle, I yelled at him one time. He's because he's like, I can't remember who he said, but he's like, yeah, I think so and so is a better player than Tony Iommi. And I looked at him and I went, no. 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 I can't remember who he said. I wish I could remember who he said. But I was mad. I was like, I'm going to beat you. Tony Iommi is Tony Iommi.
Yeah.
Quiet. My last two. Well, my first of my last two. I'm going to go with. Hold on. Move this down. There you go. I'm going to go with Peter, and these guys are. What are these guys? Hold on. I had it earlier. Damn it. These guys are Polish. These guys are from Poland. Peter Wikzarek and Vika I'm terrible with names anyway, so this shit's just Vika Wobleski. Anyway, they're from the band Vader. Vader is a thrash death metal band, like I said, from Poland. These dudes, namely Peter, these dudes rule. These dudes absolutely. If you want that perfect mix of death and thrash metal, dude, what's that song that I had up? I was listening to earlier. Decapitated Saints. I'm going to send this to you when we're done here. The song Decapitated Saints by Vader is fast. I'm going to send it to you right now. Screw it. Is fast as hell. Absolutely punishing. And just, if you're not like, holy shit, that's fast, by the opening riff, I don't know what you're hearing, because Vader is great. These dudes are like, yeah. Vader is really good. They're really underrated, even in the metal community. I love these guys. They're so good. I should say that Vika is no longer in the band. It's a newer guy. He's really good too. But these guys were together for a while, and they're really good. They were really good together for the years they were together. And yeah, you're number one. I think I know who it is, and that's fine with me.
I actually have two more on my list.
Oh, two more. Oh, okay.
Yeah. These top two for me are completely biased.
Yeah.
As a hardcore AC/DC fan.
Yeah.
My number two is Angus Young. I love everything he does. Like, not only is he a great guitar player, he's also just a great entertainer. Like, with how
his stage presence is amazing.
Yeah, like he keeps the crowd entertained, and Yeah, and that opening riff to Thunderstruck alone is just
Masterful.
yeah.
Masterful. Yeah. 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 You know, Angus Young, Thunderstruck in particular, I'm glad you brought that up. That was probably the first time I'd ever really heard an opening anything to a song and had gone, holy shit, what is this? Because it's so good. Like when I was a kid, and it's just it's iconic. Like it's such a good opening riff, man. It's just, yeah. Angus Young, man, he talk about a guy who was also kept the band together after tragedy and you know, band members not being the most lawful guys, if you will. But yeah, man, yeah, he's on my Mount Rushmore for sure, for sure. He's one of the best of all time. Yeah, yeah, for sure. My third to last pick, or my second to last, whatever it is, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Carl Sanders and Dallas Toller Wade in the band Nile. These guys are a tech death band, a technical death metal band. Dead Dallas Toller Wade is no longer in the band. He left a couple years back, but he had been in the band for I think since the beginning. These guys do a whole bunch of awesome shit with tech death where they bring um, in Egyptian sounds, Egyptology to their uh, sound, and they just make it so freaking awesome and so unbelievably cool. And then you have the guitar playing in general by these two, and Carl Sanders is just he has the goofiest name of all time, but he is one of the most I would not mess with him. He looks like a tough motherfucker, and he's one of the best. And when Dallas was in the band, he was spectacular too. These guys were the co-vocalists of the bands, also the two guitar players and the two co-vocalists of the bands, and they were the new guy who replaced Dallas is really good too. But yeah, Nile kicks ass. They're so good. They're so good. Number 1 or 2 or 15 for you.
Number one on my list is Malcolm Young. As much as I love Angus, I love Malcolm just a little bit
Bit
more.
more. Yeah.
Yeah,
I do too, by the way.
yeah. Just his like riffs on the Power Edge, Flick of the Switch, and Fly in the Wall albums in particular are just
Yeah.
masterful.
Yeah.
Amazing.
No. Do you know who Scott Ian is?
I've heard of him. Yeah.
The rhythm guitarist for Anthrax. He is obsessed with Malcolm Young.
Really? Wow.
Obsessed. I'll have to send you a couple videos. There's one where he was talking to Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue.
Yeah.
He got an exact replication of Malcolm's guitar, one of his guitars. I'll have to send you the video.
That's awesome.
He is a Malcolm Young whore. He has on one armpit he has a Malcolm, and one armpit he has an Angus.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy is. Yeah.
I have a Malcolm T-shirt. I could show you real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I'll tell him this when he comes back. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of been drawn more to the rhythm guitarists than the lead, because the rhythm guy, they have to keep the rhythm, if you will. They have to keep the tempo, keep um the pace of the song going along with the bassist and the um drummer. And yeah, Malcolm is one of the best of all time. He might be the best of all time as far as yeah.
Right. Yeah, here it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. You're sending that to me, right?
Nope, it's mine.
Oh,
But
come on.
I did order this off of a Red Bubble. Have you heard of
Uh-huh.
that?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
got the app.
Yeah, they should have more T-shirts like that on there
I'm going to
if
look
you're
that up.
interested.
I'm looking that up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just telling the audience while you were getting that. When I was younger, I was all about the lead guy, because you know they're usually the more entertainment guys, if
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And yeah, I mean, but as I've gotten older, I've appreciated more and more the rhythm guy, because they got to keep up the pace, they got to keep up the tempo, the speed, and everything, along with the bassist and the drummer. And yeah, man, Malcolm might be the best of the best, because he's the ultimate guy. Like, he stood there and did his job and let his brother do the entertainment side. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I regret to this day, because back in the day when I saw AC/DC, that was me in the lead guitar phase. I regret to this day not paying more attention to Malcolm and Cliff. And I think it was Chris Slade on drums at
Yeah.
that point. I don't think Phil was in the band at that point. Um,
Yeah, I believe Chris Slade, he played drums on the Razor's Edge and Rocker Bust albums, I
yeah,
believe. Yeah.
yeah, there it is right there.
Nice.
Not the best. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
order that in the next couple days here for sure. But yeah, no. And I regret to this day not paying attention more to Malcolm in particular, because I would have loved to have watched him like live. Because yeah, Angus is life of the party, but yeah, man, um, he was the guy holding it down in the background for sure, for sure.
Yeah, no, I really love like watching like AC/DC interviews as well because they are really nice people.
Guys, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, for sure, yeah. Gonna make me pick between these two? No, no. I'll just. So not my number one in this list if I was to be ranking them, but I'll just put them at number one here. Frederick Thorndahl and Martin Hagstrom from the band Meshuggah. Um, if I remember correctly, Frederick was the only guitarist on their first album, and then Martin came in second album. He's been there ever since. I say that they wouldn't be my number one if this was a ranked list on my side. Um, but yeah, man, these dudes, they kind of, and I know they hate the term, but I don't care. Sounds fucked up to say, but it's true. These dudes coined a term called gent. They kind of started that style, DJENT, gent, and it's very much so. If you've ever heard a chug riff, basically, it's like a faster chug riff almost. And well, I'll just let you hear it for a second there, because I'll go to one of maybe their might be their best known song of the last God knows how long. It's called Bleed. It is just listen to this thing. if you hear that or not.
Yeah, I can hear it.
That, in all intents and purposes, is gent right there. The chugging, but it's not the it has a bit of a different rhythm to it. And yeah, man, Meshuggah, like, yeah, Frederick and Martin, they do it really, 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 really well. Like, they know how to do their thing. Like, I really like their last album more than most. I think a lot of people were like, it's more the same. Keep doing the same thing, because I don't care. It's really good. It's really good. I like these guys. I love these guys a lot. Like, they're really good at what they do. Really, really good at what they do. And I'm, like I said, they wouldn't be my number one on here. They'd be in my top 5 for sure. But I'm glad I kind of got to talk about them last, because they are so good and they are so consistent. And yeah, man, they're really, really damn good. I would highly recommend you listen to Meshuggah. These dudes, yeah, they're good. I like them a lot. All right, some
All right.
honorable mentions, good sir. Let's do it.
So I have 5 honorable mentions here. Honorable mention number 1, I have David Gilmour from Pink Floyd.
Yep.
He
I'm
yeah,
surprised. I'm surprised he's not in your top 10. To be honest with you.
yeah, he's my number 11 for sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. And number 12 on my list, I have Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. He's a
Yep.
damn good guitarist as well.
Yep.
13 on my list, I have Richie Blackmore from Deep Purple and Rainbow. He's a damn good guitarist for sure.
Yeah, that guy right there. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Number 14, or not number 14, my 4th honorable mention, I have both Glenn Tipton and KK Downing from Judas Priest.
Yep.
Yep. One of the greatest duos of all time, for sure.
The twin guitar attack, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my honorable mention number 5, I have Joe Perry from Aerosmith. He's a damn good guitarist as well.
He's so underrated because of Steven. And don't get me wrong, I love Steven Tyler, but
yeah,
he's kind of the heartbeat, if you will, for Aerosmith for sure. Yeah. Steven Tyler's a guy. He's the front man. He's the entertainer. But yeah, he's
Would you want to do that discography sometime, the Aerosmith?
For sure. I actually,
yeah.
Let me show you. I actually have a list going. I'll show it to you now. It's called Kody Video Ideas.
Nice.
I have so many picks right now. I have Priest, ZZ Top, Slipknot as our next 3. And then I have Kody's pick, my pick, Kody's pick, my pick, Kody's pick, my pick, and so on and so forth.
Nice.
But yeah, man, we definitely could do. Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of our top 10 like favorite bands video, I'd have to put Aerosmith as my number 11.
Yeah. For rock bands, for sure, they'd be in my top 10. Just rock bands, yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, they're really, 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 really good. Yeah. Couple honorable mentions for me. I'll mention a bunch of the guys I said I wasn't going to mention here. Kerry King and Jeff Hanneman from Slayer. Pat O'Brien and Rob Barrett from Cannibal Corpse, even though Barrett is out of the band and it's Eric Rutan now. Eric Rutan is one of the greatest ever. He could have been in that top 10. He's one of the best death metal guitarists of all time. Kerry King and Jeff Hanneman, like I said. Roger Bogard? If I'm saying that name right, from Mortician. Dudes kick ass. I love Mortician. They're so underrated in the death extreme metal bands. They're really, really good. Mike Sifringer, ex Destruction guitarist, longtime Destruction guitarist. He was the guy. He was the guy he was the one guy for so many years, and then he left the band, and they had two guys replacing him because he was so good. Gary Holt from Exodus, top 5 all time for me. Love Gary. Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. Max Cavalera from Soulfly and X Sepultura. Dude's awesome. And Millie Petroza for me from Creator is one of the greatest rhythm guitarists ever. He's a vocalist and the rhythm guitarist. He's really damn good. And my last pick would have to be Alex Skolnick from Testament. So yeah, those last couple are guys I wasn't going to put on this list because they would be probably in my top 10, top 20 all time. But yeah, love them all. Love all my picks here. And yeah, good guitar players, great bassists, all that stuff, man. It's tough. It's tough to just pick 10, but that's why I'm like, I'm not gonna rank mine because I'm just gonna talk about them because I love them all. And like I said, I kind of got I was kind of like, I think if I did what Kody and I were gonna do, then or if we were to do the same thing, we would have very similar lists, two very similar lists, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do extreme metal stuff. He's not gonna know anything what I'm talking about, but that's okay. We'll get you there, Kody, someday, and you'll be like, I'm going crazy. Somebody help me. I'm already there. I can't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna suck. I have to get up at 6 a.m. Kody, help me. Kody, I have to be at work at 6 a.m. Kody, help me. Kody, help me. You want to switch? Yeah. You want to switch for a couple days? Want to switch lives? I'll be Kody. You be Chase. No.
If it was possible, I would. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, man, this is fun. I'm glad we can just pretty much do this on the spot. We just kind of created our lists, and then there we go. We did it. It was fun. Always is with you, man. You got. Yep. I'm glad that you and I have very similar tastes, and yeah, it's nice. It's real nice. So, alrighty, people, we out for the night. I got to go to bed. I got to get up early. But if you want to stay up and talk for a little bit, we can. And then, all right, people, we out.